double zero, double zero. Notice that one of my hands is a little higher than the other, so you want to be careful that your hands stay together. In these feet positions, you're going to want to turn out from the hip, so your entire leg is turned out. First position, your heels are touching and your feet are in a 90-degree angle. Second, your feet are about shoulders width apart and equally turned out. Third, the heel comes into the arch of the foot. And in fourth, that heel leads forward and you equally balance your weight between the 2 feet. Fifth position, your heel comes to your toe, and again you are equally turned out. Double zero is like the plumb line we were talking about in the book. You want to keep your back nice and straight.
Renaissance 1. Ma Renaissance. Variations are possible to this hand position by bending the fingers. Renaissance 2 is considered a variation. Ma Renaissance. Ma classique, classical hand. Hand that gives, ma qui donne. The development of the finger leads the movement. Hand that takes, ma qui prend. Once again, leading with the fingers curling in. Identification hand, ma identification. Notice that each finger goes through the position. Leaf hand. The rhythm should stay constant and not stop. Nor does it go forward, but rather side to side. Butterfly hand, main papillon. It is a combination of both identification hand and the rhythm of leaf hand. Menace hand, main menace. Used for tree and variation, as well as claw.
First hand is often called shell, as you can see by the curved shape of it. Menace, again, or claw, is the second hand position. And the third one is main marguerite, or daisy hand. Now, when we put these all together and get a smooth rhythm going with them, you're going to end up with a wave or an undulation, which is called main orientale, or oriental hand. Get each part clearly like this before you begin to let it flow together into the undulation. Now here comes a variation where you've got the little finger starting first, and then you have it with the first finger starting. And this is like a flourish that you might use when you go to pick up an absent object. Now he's leading with his fingertips, and it looks more like a fish swimming. So try it in all these different variations.
Fish hand is also used with a plie, which we'll be showing you later. The thumb should be working with the undulation.
I have noticed that students working with hand positions sometimes end up isolating them into just a small space. What you must realize is that your hands must relate and work in unity with your arm and your body positioning. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you again the hand positions as it relates to the complete being.
Notice the rhythm that accompanies main classique. It is smooth, graceful, and is generally done in arcs. This holds true also for Renaissance hand and any of its variations. Renaissance, too, is generally used for princely or kingly characters. Ma Michelangelo is a variation on Renaissance hand. Geometric hand, main géométrique. The positions that the arm moves in are angled and sharp. It is also found not only in the tuck of the hand, but the whole arm. Lyric hand, main lyrique, is accompanied with a breath and movement of the chest. It's as if you're caressing the space with your hands. It's the glory of a sunset, seeing the throne of God. My identification starts generally with your taking of the object away from you and bringing it toward you in an arc. This is the most common way for it to be taught. Once again, on leaf hand, make sure that the rhythm stays constant. The possible variation of going forward is used for fans. However, leaf hand proper is side to side. Notice the head follows the movement calmly. The eyes creating the identification of the butterfly when the butterfly leaves the identification of the hand.
Main colère, the hand of anger. He's collected all of his power into his fist and then he asserts it aggressively. Grapefruit hand or main pamplemousse. It's very open, very rounded. It's as though if you relaxed your hand and put it on top of your head, that's how open the hand would have to be. Keep the exact form of it. You can't drop the grapefruit in any of these positions. And you can't make it smaller or bigger. It's got to stay exactly the same. Don't move your fingers.
The play on ball hand is done away from the body, letting go of the object and then re-grabbing it each time I want to move the ball.
Main qui donne goes from the body and outward, and is a very open position of the chest and the arms when he finishes. It's very open. The hand that takes is just the opposite. He goes toward it and he takes it into himself, and it's a very closed position.
Rope hand is actually used for the illusion. It starts to either side and it pulls through. One thing that you want to make certain is not to allow the hand to drop, as seen there. Variations on the rope hand would include the side pull.
Notice now how we're going to use this undulation or main orientale in relation to the body. Shell, claw, daisy. Notice it's the center of the hand where the major knuckles are that you're moving up and down. It isn't just a finger movement. The hand moves and then the fingers follow. Now Marceau would show it this way, where the arms would move as he's doing. The shell hand, the arms draw toward you. The claw hand, it pushes outward, and then as your arm extends, the daisy is the end of it. Now it's moving into what we would use for angel arms. And if you had a little stiffer hand position, it could be the wings of a bird in flight. Now here we might be in the water, and you could show the water all around you.
Moving into fish hand, once again, ma poisson, we see how you must do it in third position with a plie. As you breathe out, the hand goes forward and you tendu, you straighten the legs. Work with the thumbs in the movement. Breathe with your breath, each plie and every tendu.
Now we have bird hand or main oiseau, and notice you're using oriental hand as the bird floats down, but when he's flapping to fly upward, it's in a flat palette hand, just flapping from the wrist.